just coming into our newsroom. This is from Ohio in a case we've been following there. The woman accused of trying to entice a 4-year-old boy away from his parents is back in court. Lisa Nacrelli, arrested last summer after police say she flashed a fake child services ID badge and put her hands on the boy. It was captured in this video you're looking at here. Nacrelli responded by saying that she had been drinking that day and happened to come upon a little boy who she thought was being unsupervised. Now, the defendant has opted for a bench trial in this one. So her fate is going to be squarely in the hands of the judge when it goes. And let's take a listen into the courtroom. She is in court this morning. Let's watch together now.
Ms. Angela Glaser and Mr. Robert Jones. Ms. Polston for the state of Ohio. This matter is set today for a plea or trial setting. Ms. Nacrelli, prior counsel having withdrawn, and we need to now set a trial date and a final pretrial conference date. I will tell you that prior counsel indicated she had all the discovery, but I'm not sure if new counsel has all the discovery. Ms. Glaser?
Judge, we've received everything we believe we're entitled to.
That's correct, Judge.
All right, so we have all the discovery. Are you ready to set a trial date today?
We can set a trial date, Judge.
All right. I'm looking at April 29th.
I have another trial set that day.
Is the other person been in custody 261 days?
It's a murder, Judge, so I would think so. I don't have the case number.
No, I'm going to set this case on that day, and if that other case resolves, this will go, and if that other person has been in custody longer than Ms. Nacrelli, it will take precedent. If not, Ms. Nacrelli's case will take precedent. All right, so we'll set a final pretrial conference. Is that the 18th? Looks like it should be all right. April 18th, does that work for you?
What? I'm sorry, Judge, you said?
April 18th for the final pretrial conference?
I am supposed to be in a federal jury trial that week.
Okay. You have co-counsel. Mr. Jones, would that work for you?
And Judge, would we expect any pretrial motions to be heard on April the 18th if they're filed?
Depends on what the pretrial motion is. If it's motions in limine, no. Motions in limine will be heard at trial, right before trial. But any other pretrial motions, yes. Okay. And so that date works with you, Mr. Jones?
It does work with me, Judge. One of the motions we may intend to file if this does go to trial, I believe Ms. Glaser would prefer to be present for, because we are both co-counsel on this case. So we would ask for a different date other than April 18th.
What? April 11th.
I'm available that day.
That works for me.
Okay. Why is that date in my head? Is there something else on the calendar for April 11th? That sounds like there's something else in my head that might conflict. Okay. All right, April 11th, we'll do the final pretrial conference. Please have whatever motions you may file. At least try to get them in 7 days before to give the state an opportunity. Otherwise, if the state doesn't have an opportunity, sufficient opportunity to respond, we'll have to continue it anyway, you know? So if you could please do that. All right, time waived?
Yes, Judge. Judge, are you setting that April date for a jury trial?
Correct.
Okay.
You want a bench trial or jury trial?
Jury trial, Judge. We intended to waive or retract the former waiver that was submitted by prior counsel and set it for a jury.
Yes, okay. All right, we'll set this for a jury trial on April 29th, And a final pretrial conference, April 11th, as time is waived. Is there anything else you want to discuss today, counsel?
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay. State?
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there's some big news out of this very brief appearance before Her Honor. We've got a trial date set for Lisa Nacrelli now, April 29th. This is going to go, and we have a big change in how this trial is going to happen. Before, this was a bench trial where the judge would be the finder of fact in addition to the one who is the finder of the law. Here, smart move by new counsel by going jury on this one. She made sure to tell the judge, we're going to retract that waiver that had been putting in. You know, you have to, as a defendant, waive your right to a trial by jury if you do want to have a bench trial or a trial by judge. And so that was done by previous counsel who withdrew. And now we've got a new attorney who says, oh, we're picking 12 on this one. I think that is very smart. Let me bring in my guest, see what he thinks. Corey Pegues watching along with me. Corey, your thoughts?
Yeah, you want to go with 12 because all you got to convince is one. You know, just get a little bit of reasonable doubt in one, have somebody on that jury that sympathizes with this woman.
Right.
And maybe it can go away.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Corey, tell me, what do you think of this woman's response when she was arrested and questioned about this, and she was talking about intoxication at the time and saying that she was fearing for the child's well-being, being outside in the yard area with parents nowhere to be found?
Well, you know, we know in 2005 she has an intoxication. We know 2015 she has an intoxication arrest. So it was good for her to come up with that. But as far as being in fear for the child, the house was right there. Why don't you ring the doorbell?
Right.
You're right there. Oh, hi, how are you? Where do you live? I live right here. Knock on the door.
Exactly. And why is she putting her hands on that child? I think that's the one thing that's really infuriating. It's like she was like petting his head, like stroking his head, as if to assure him, thank goodness, that is a smart 4-year-old who said, lady, I've had it with you. I'm running in the house.
But I'm not taking away the fact that she probably was intoxicated. But that being said, even if she was intoxicated and wasn't thinking correctly, she should have just knocked on the door.
Right.
We'll never know about Lisa and Arceli. We would never know her if she knocked on the door.
Right.
And then she's on national news.
Right. You're right. And we know that. Here's another creepy fact. Lisa Nacrelli lived right down the block. So, of course, you know, when you think about how this incident came to be, I've got to wonder, did she see that child routinely playing alone when she would, you know, go up and down the street? I wonder if she was watching him. What do you think, Corey?
And where does she get the shield that she shows the parents that she has a shield? So was she looking to abduct the child? You know, this is what investigators are looking at. Okay, you was intoxicated. You didn't knock on the door. But why are you impersonating a police officer? And where did you get the shield from?
Exactly.
She has some things to explain.
She sure does.
Yes.
She sure does have some explaining to do, big time. Corey, drawing on your experiences, and I think this is really important for anyone with young children to take a look at this. When you look at Lisa Nacrelli, she doesn't look like a monster, right? She's got a skirt on and her tote bag. It looks like a nice sunny day. She's got her sunglasses on. She doesn't look scary and like somebody. She's not wielding a big knife or anything. No, she seems to look, you know, like any average person. But oftentimes predators do look very nice, don't they? I think about like what my mother taught me growing up. She taught me the Ted Bundy example, Corey. That was what Mama G would say to me. You know, if you see somebody that acts nice and pretend, you know, don't fall for it. This could be somebody trying to hurt you.
Absolutely. Don't fall for anything. You have to tell the children don't fall for anything. The second thing is, you got to keep your eyes on your kids. So I'm looking at the makeup of that house. It wasn't a yard that was fenced in. You have a 4-year-old pretty much on the sidewalk. I'm looking, if he rides his bike to the street, he's going to get hit. There's no eyes on this child. How long was this child out there? We watched the video where the child was at least by himself for at least 2 minutes on video that we're looking at. Why isn't nobody watching a child? You have to make sure you keep your eyes on your children at all times and tell them, take no candy, don't take no rides, scream to the top of their lungs. But this kid was so smart that he just was like, enough of this, I'm just going back inside. And I'm pretty sure if she would have touched him, he would have been screaming and yelling, "Mommy, mommy."
Yeah. Corey, you're right. This child, he did a very good thing. I hope that his parents rewarded him, commended him, and really impressed upon him how key that was. He may have saved his own life.
He did, because, and I'm not knocking the parents, but they weren't there. It's a 4-year-old child.
Right.
My kids, probably at 13, I actually let them walk down the block to go to the store. That's like at 13 or 14.
Right.
And I'm like really behind them in the car watching. You know, and that's like 14 years old.
No, I know. I remember, I cracked up. I enjoy following you on social media, Corey, and I liked one of your TikToks where, you go in your daughter's room and she's kind of like, Dad, she was very polite to you, but kind of like, Dad, give out, I want my privacy. And you're like, no, Dad's always allowed in your room, sweetheart. Dad, he's going to investigate.
She hates that video now. She's watching this now. You're going to get me in trouble with her again.
No, you've got a beautiful, beautiful family, Corey Pegues. All right, we'll leave it there for now on Lisa Nacrelli.